Hello everybody. I thought we'd start with talking about what makes a great leader. Included in that statement is, what is the leader that you most admire? So we'll start with some of the thoughts that I have about what makes a person a great leader. And I'll start by saying I'm looking at people who have made a positive impact on our world. There's many leaders who did very bad things, dictators who led their country but led it astray and did tremendous damage to not only their people but certain parts of the world as well. So in this short video, I want to talk about those aspects that make a leader a positive force in our world. There's three things I look at. There's many different ones, but three main things I look at when I look at some great leaders of our time. First is that they have a passion for the job. No matter what happens, no matter what their ambitions, even their achievements, they all relate to a passion for their job. Nothing is going to deter them from achieving whatever objective that they have set within their path. And that's a tremendous key about leadership, because when you're going in a direction that few people have been, then a natural consequence is going to be failure, criticism, condemnation. So you really have a passion for what you have to do. The second is that you have the guts to take a stand. When you're doing something different, novel, which few people have seen, then you're going to have to take a stand at some point. You've had very few people, I think, actually have the guts to take a stand, especially when the stand's unpopular. And lastly, along with the second one, the third one is that they're willing to be unpopular. And the great leaders doing interesting things are certainly those that are willing to be unpopular. And it's just not something that many people have a chance to confront and be accepting of. Quite a few people want to be liked. If I was to throw a fourth one in there, it's that they're consumed with doing right, which means that when they're confronted with two paths, the easy path, the hard path, the right path, the wrong path, those that become good leaders choose the right path. So my person that I would highlight is Margaret Thatcher. There's many different people. I actually have quite a few, but the one that sticks in my mind is Margaret Thatcher, who was the very first female ever elected to be a prime minister of their country. We have queens before that have been appointed, but as far as elected, it was Margaret Thatcher. Back in 1979, she was a formidable force and is credited with turning around the country and starting the trend towards a new political ideology. And I liked that she did these. She had a passion for her job. It's the only job she ever wanted. She had a guts to take a stand. She was willing to be unpopular, and at some point she was the most unpopular prime minister in their history. And she was certainly consumed with doing right. She never profited from working in the public sector and was consumed with the righteousness of what she wanted to do. She had a couple of sayings that I'll give you to kind of conclude, and maybe they showcase why I like her so much. She said, "If it's me against 48, I feel sorry for the other 48. Loved that one. She also said that if my critics could see me walking on the river, they would say it was only because I couldn't swim. In other words, they would never give her any credit. One of our most formidable and remembered lines is, "Turn if you like, but the lady's not for turning." And finally, she said, "Pennies don't fall from heaven; they have to be earned on earth." And that was about her ethics of work and self-responsibility. She was known as the Iron Lady. She certainly was a force in the 20th century, and hopefully that gives you an illumination of what I look for. But I certainly look forward to hearing from you throughout this week and throughout the class. If you have anybody that you want to showcase or anything like that, certainly love to hear that. Everybody enjoy the week, and I certainly look forward to our continued conversations. Take care.